Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about the political spectrum. Well, the left-right version of the political spectrum in preparation for my videos on political ideologies. Okay, so before I define the left and right, let's talk about its history. So where did it begin? Why do we use the terms left and right? Well, it began with the French Revolution. In 1789, some members of the National Assembly were divided into who supports the king and the church on the right of the president's chair, and those who support the revolution to his left, in order to avoid shouting and other indecencies, much to the right's dismay. In 1791, the National Assembly was replaced with the Legislative Assembly, and new factions arose. The innovators sat on the left, the moderates sat in the middle, and the CDC found themselves sitting on the right. This would continue until 1794, and it would not be like this again until 1815, when political clubs were formed again, with the ultra-royalists sitting on the right, the constitutionalists sitting in the middle, and the independents sitting on the left. In this period, the terms extreme right and extreme left, along with the terms center right and center left, came into being. Still, however, the words right and left were still not used in terms of political ideology. After 1848, new rival camps emerged. They were the Democratic Socialists and the Reactionaries. And decades later, with the establishment of the Third Republic in 1871, new terms were adopted by the political parties. The terms were Republican left, center right, center left, extreme left, and the radical left. And by the beginning of the 20th century, the terms right and left began to be used to describe the people's political beliefs, and began to replace the older terms, the Reds and the Reaction. Those on the left called themselves Republicans, and those on the right referred to themselves as conservatives, and the words left and right were often used as slurs. By the beginning of World War I, the left half of the legislature was made up of unified socialists, Republican socialists, and radical socialists. While the parties that were called the left now sat on the right. At this point in time, the words left and right had finally gone worldwide and was applied to political parties across the world. The right, at first, mostly denied that the spectrum was meaningful, and they saw it as artificial and a threat to national unity. The left, however, always wanting to change society, promoted the distinction, and by the 30s, it finally came into use by English-speaking countries such as America and the UK. Okay, now that we are done with the history of the left and right spectrum, now let's define the left and the right. Leftist ideologies support social equality and egalitarianism, and often are against social hierarchy. The left often concerns itself with the disadvantaged of society and the inequalities that cannot be justified. And they feel that they must reduce or abolish them. The right, on the other hand, believe that certain social orders and hierarchies are inevitably natural and normal, and should be wanted. They typically support these things on the basis of natural law, economics, or tradition. Hierarchy and inequality may be viewed as natural as a result of ancient social differences or competitions in the market economies. Now let's talk about the ideologies of the right and left. Okay, before I name off the ideologies of the right and left, I must say when I say right or left ideology, I mean the entire left or right, from the far left to the center left, from the center right to the far right. Now, let's start with the left. Some ideologies within the left are communism, anarchism, socialism, social democracy, and social liberalism. And here's some ideologies for the right: Nazism, fascism, nationalism, and reactionary and conservative. Now, I was planning to ask you guys where I should begin, but personally, I'm just gonna start on the left considering I know more about it. The next video is going to be about what if the space race never ended, so look out for that one in a week or two. Also, I do plan to make the video about communism when I do make the next ideological video. So, thanks for all your support, so please like and subscribe, and also click the notification icon.